When you're doing suspension jobs on cars of this age, obviously doing dampers and springs and the normal consumables is something you'd expect. And then sometimes what you see on cars that have had quite a hard life or are quite old as well is that you get quite a lot of the bushes perishing. So this particular bush, as it ages, or any bushes on the car, they will eventually come to the end of their life, especially if they're used under load as well, or more load than what's expected. So this has just started to literally just come apart, and eventually that bush will totally fail. So obviously, whilst we're replacing the dampers, whilst we're replacing the springs, everything's accessible there. So we'll get these two arms replaced, and also the spring sitting wishbone as well was well beyond its best. So you see the bushes perished all inside there as well. So the customer opted, quite rightly so, to get all these bits and pieces replaced at the same time, because obviously you don't want to have nice new dampers, nice new springs, and that have a really, really sloppy, deteriorating bush that's going to cause some knocking issues or a potential failure at a later date. So something to consider when you're upgrading damper springs, doing any suspension jobs on older cars, is taking into consideration obviously the age of the car, and then what you might also want to do at the same time, particularly with the bushes, particularly with arms, particularly with bolts that you might need to unfasten, put back together, nuts, all that kind of stuff.